syringe with the Mercis and Persis, but been diagnosed from birth. They've been tripping on, they've been run skirt. Even all hoes avoid me. I got niggas afraid of it. I got niggas cold with the cold feet, unhappy feet. Because 24 hours isolated, 24 cage in a month, 24-hour watch. I am a cage. I want out. Go for a Wolverine claws. Just get out. Just get out. 24 hours. 24 hours with the switch. 24 hours with the switch. 24 hours with the 24 hours with the isolation. Yeah. Yeah. Skirt. Baby. I got called with that exorcism, thinking differently. Not of a sheep, of a scary independent.
What is up, my archfiends of chaos? This is hold up, let me get my there it is. This is your king of the night 57, doing something different. But anyways, I wanted to talk about fighting games because Mortal Kombat's gonna come out very soon. I don't know if it's gonna come out the next month or the month after that, but you know, fighting games. We're gonna be talking about fighting games, and I love fighting games. And we're gonna be talking about guest characters. Now, there's not been any guest characters from the Dark Souls universe. We've had Geralt from The Witcher. We had Cloudstrife from Final Fantasy VII. We had Noctis from Final Fantasy 15. We had Negan from the Walking Dead TV series. We had so many guest characters, and I don't think nothing's off the table, not only for Smash, but for other games too. And in Mortal Kombat and in Injustice, you know, some of the superhero characters bounce back and forth. I have not seen any of the superhero characters bounce in Mortal Kombat, but I see Mortal Kombat characters in my Injustice, so, you know, I can see the bounce back and stuff like that. So I was thinking, if nothing's under the table for Mortal Kombat, because they've also had horror characters as well, you know, and Dark Souls is a mature RPG, mature dark RPG for anyone who knows the lore of Dark Souls. Now, for the first things, what I'm going to talk about the Dark Souls characters that's most likely not going to make it in the cut. The most characters that's not going to make it in the cut for guest characters, the Abyss Watchers, because they were only a plot point. Sure, they were Lord Cinder, but they were only a plot point. Gwen, because I don't even think you fight Gwen's original form in Dark Souls 1, which was spoiler alert, he actually is the final boss in Dark Souls 1, because he's actually not as good as he's not a saint at all. You know, he's pretty much like Samus Lucius Kylium, you know. He's just the first figurehead and the first Lord Cinder. But you don't even think you fight him in his original version, so that could be. And Slave Knight Gale's not gonna make it in this guest video, and as you could tell from the music, that's not possible. Well, because not every single person knows about the Ring City. As a matter of fact, my friend Trailer's the one who told me about the Ring City. You know, all I know before was Ashes of Arendelle from what I'm seeing in boss battles and, you know, played myself. The reason why I say Sister Freed is she does fight. Lady Yuria does not fight. Even though it shows that she has a sword and she's an excellent swordswoman, we never seen Lady Yuria fight. And we're never in a situation where we have to fight Lady Yuria, considering the fact is if you kill Yul, you won't ever see her. But if you save Yul, then you'll see her. And she was only a side quest character anyways. You never even seen her in the main game if you would have went without Yul. So, you know, we never got to see anything. Sure, you can get her gear, and her gear is awesome. It beat the game with the gear, and the gear is pretty cool and stuff like that. But, you know, I think Sister Freedie has a bigger chance of being rather than Mortal Kombat in any fighting game. But we're gonna focus on Mortal Kombat since we're talking about character from a mature RPG that had, you know, I'd have to say Dark Souls. And I think the face of Dark Souls in Mortal Kombat, and if not Mortal Kombat, Soul Calibur later on, but this is pertaining to Mortal Kombat. This is to Mortal Kombat only. So for Mortal Kombat 11, I mean, So we're not gonna count Soul Calibur, but otherwise she would be a better pick for Soul Calibur because they use swords. But Sister Freed is actually the most recognizable DLC character and Souls because, well, a lot of Twitch people has fought her, feel really angry and aggravated, and she's one of the very hardest bosses. And mind you, people know about that DLC more than they do the Ring City. The Ring City was kind of pushed back a little bit, so people don't know the Ring City as much as they do Ashes of Arendelle, except for the people who are actually avid Souls players. But, you know, the popularity of Sister Freed is the fact that she's difficult. Plus, with her moveset has a lot of ice to it, and, well, she'd be a good match for, like, the likes of Sub-Zero, considering she uses ice, too. Sister Freed can use her scythe to go up and down, and use the ice and snow to freeze you and cut you up in a million pieces. And that's only Phase 1! Wait till you get to the Phase 2 and Phase 3. Phase 3, she can use both. In Phase 2, she can use her ice. She turns her whole scythe into ice. Phase 3, when she's Black Flame Freidie, which, if they do awakening things in Mortal Kombat or anything like that, or a fatality, I could see a fatality being done. I could see a fatality being done with her turning into Black Flame Freidie after Father Arendelle chants her back alive. That'd be a pretty cool homage to have that, just to have the voice, you know, of her being chanted back by Father Arendelle from the game. They could just distract her from the game. And then, you know, Black Flame Freidie can use both the fire, the Black Flames, and ice weapons, and really do a painful fatality. Now, not to say that, you know, and hard characters are good for Mortal Kombat, because, I mean, some of the DLC characters that are really hard to fight against in Mortal Kombat was Alien. I always had a problem with Alien. So, you know, why not add another harder character? Not to mention, you know, Sister Freidie is a female, so we would have a really strong female cast besides the traditional cast. A guest cast that is super strong, and trust me, she is strong. This woman could go toe-to-toe with Gwen if Gwen was still alive in his original form, and probably beat Gwen. I mean, this woman has killed all of Slave Knight Gale's people. And that's why Slave Knight Gale's going out of his way to get that painting fixed. Like, this woman is this strong. She is this powerful. And just like you, she was once an Ashen one who was supposed to become was supposed to link the flame. But she rejected that task, as you could see. But, yeah, she's super strong. She's very powerful. You know, I think the only thing that can actually truly beat her, the only character that could actually beat her in their respective universe was future Slave Knight Gale, when Slave Knight Gale ate all the Pygmy Lords and he became juiced up and jacked up from Pygmy protein. So, other than that, you know, there's nothing. The Abyss Watchers won't even tread water. The Abyss Watchers won't even tread water, even with their awakening against Sister Freed. All three of them would fail just like that. And even if they did go through Phase 1, even if they beat her through Phase 1, Phase 2, which all you do is fight Father Arendelle, and then, because they share the same health bar. But Phase 3, ooh, you're done. You're done. You might as well take the game out and stop playing the game altogether, or not play this DLC at all through completion. You're done. It's over. But her aerial combos could be her side thing like she does. And I think one of her side moves, she could actually turn invisible and go right beside you. Not all the time. It's going to cost a lot of... it'd have to be a combo thing only. It'd have to be after she gets 4 hits, then she could, you know, disappear, go behind you using the snow. And to make this combo fair, I think to make this combo completely fair, though, is you know, Sister Freed can only use the going invisible, the going invisible ability only when she's in the environment that uses snow. So I think anything like the Kwai-Lang, you know, I don't know, is it the Kwai? Yeah, the Kwai-Lang temple or any of the other icy places, the only thing that she can use that in, just to make it fair. Because I can see her aerial combos being a problem to get through. Just like in her perspective game alone in Dark Souls 3, her aerial combos is good enough to take you down. I don't care how strong you are, how much of a beat stick you are, how many hours you put in this game, what gear you got. I don't care. Just the fact, like I said, just the fact, just the fact that her aerial combos is good enough, and I'm talking about phase 1. Once you get to phase 2 and phase 3, this is why you have to have Slave Knight Gale help you, because phase 2 is to distract Freidie while you hit the directed targets, and phase 3 is because, well, Black Flame Freidie is, yeah, you already get the idea, but in phase 1 already, she could already do a lot of aerial combos to strike you up in the air and keep comboing, no matter how much you dodge. She can keep constantly doing that to you, and this is why you don't use a great sword in the battle between Sister Freidie and yourself. So I can see her doing her aerial combos, juggling you up in the air, use her, if she's in an icy area, use her invisible, do a couple more combos, and get a good hit on you. Her fatality will most likely be Black Flame Freidie, using both sides that she has, and do a Black Flame damage that does a painful fatality. And I think when you get her health all the way close to down, I think she'd be able to activate as Black Flame Freidie with Father Arundel's chant, bringing her back, and I think she fits in the environment. And not only her moveset is perfect for Mortal Kombat, but Mortal Kombat is a darker fighting game than Street Fighter or Tekken and anything. It even has horror movie characters, so having a character from mature dark RPG Dark Souls is perfect. And the fact that she's also a female, which gives females on the roster, besides Jade, have females on the roster, and yeah, that's just as strong and powerful as Alien. And trust me, I'm gonna be honest, if you play Sister Freidie against me in Mortal Kombat, I'm probably not gonna play you. I'm probably gonna just rage quit. I'm probably gonna just give up altogether. But I think personally, they should probably add Sister Freidie in MK11 if they decide to have another third party support, guest character like other things. I think she fits better in Soul Calibur, but this is a Mortal Kombat video, so you already know the drill. So may the crystal be with you. Let me know what you think below, if she should be or not.
We don't no longer get along anymore. Now it's time to. I need some space from you. I need space from you, girl. The Final Fantasy Ultimania Guide. This will actually pretty much tell you everything about the Final Fantasy universe. This is Volume 2, which contains the games of 7, 8, and 9. And the first one contains the ones before that. This has like artwork, guides, everything, even the original artwork, the universe, the story, everything is supposed to be. Everything that's in the Final Fantasy universe is in these guides. So don't forget to go to Barnes & Noble and pick yourself up the Final Fantasy Ultimate.